Welcome, welcome. Here we are, ready to go. We've been sitting around twiddling our thumbs. I don't know about you guys. Not. We're excited to be here tonight because the goal is to show you how one pattern can be so many different looks. That's always my goal with the pattern of the month. The May pattern of the month is 425 Craig's blouse. Love this blouse. We're going to make it a little bit about the designer, Craig Taylor, but there's plenty of information for making it about you. And the goal is to wear blouses. I had a lady say to me a little while ago, how come you don't have very many dresses? I said, I have a lot of dress patterns. They're just short dresses. They're called blouses. So the goal is to find the dress you like or the style you like and just lengthen it. You know, there's been a couple times where I've taken a blouse pattern, like 650 is a good example, and added to it and made a dress, 4019. But I feel criminal doing that. Like, you all can do that. And I know some of you say, well, we don't want to do that. Well, I can't, in my brain, in honesty, lengthen a pattern and then charge you for that. So we're going to have to come to a compromise. You can add length and I'll not. That's not a compromise anyway. Okay, so 425, Craig's blouse is the pattern of the month. And we're going to get excited, and any questions you have about the pattern, about what we're talking about, feel free to ask. And we're going to get started. The first picture is, of course, just this pattern. We're going to give a giveaway, but we are going to give a giveaway just later in the broadcast a little bit. So we'll do a couple about halfway in. So I appreciate you reminding me, because if you're not signed in, you want to be sure you log into YouTube. It has nothing to do with us, but you have to log into YouTube, and then you can type in the script and you can type in the code that we give you. Okay, we're going to give away 2 patterns. All right, so there we have it, our pattern of the month, 425. You know, you can see from the ruffles in the front, or not ruffles, gathers, shirring, whatever you want to call it. It is meant to be a feminine blouse, although it does have a squared collar. So it kind of gives you a couple options there. And so we're going to deal with stripes, we're going to deal with masculine fabrics, feminine fabrics. We're just going to have all kinds of fun. Okay, so we're going to start with the very first one. And what I always recommend you do, and I started with this one, is just make it up exactly like it is. Just make up the pattern. And a lot of women have said to me, this is my, like, you know, we had the party on Saturday, and a lot of ladies had on silhouette patterns, and they came in and said, this is my muslin, what do you think? So the blouses fit very well. This one in particular fits very well. You don't have to worry about, obviously, where the dart hits. There's no dart. All the darts have been converted to the front. So it's a very easy sew, and it's a very easy fit. It's just, you know, it just works really well. So, but I'm still going to suggest that once you have the circumference right, you make it up. On this particular blouse, the first one I did, no changes. It's a navy wine, 100% cotton fabric, is $64.45. It's beautiful fabric. I just put it up yesterday, I think. Just a stunning, I mean, you know, to work with this fabric, sew with this fabric, it was absolutely a delight from beginning to end. It presses. It's just beautiful. This particular pattern has a French cuff, and that's a lot of fun to deal with too. Of course, you can do it many different ways. We'll get into that here in a minute. So I didn't make any changes to the pattern. I just made it up, put it on, fell in love with it. I think that'd be great with a pair of jeans. It just works really well. There's another fabric that I wanted to suggest to you, and that was, I think is very similar to this, 100% cotton, is $63.52. So if you take a look at that, $63.52. It's a black stripe, and it has a little bit of sheen to it. And it's so contemporary for right now, for spring, for summer. It really go all year round, to be quite honest. And you could pair that with jeans, and it'd just be a home run. I did not get a chance to make up that shirt, but I just did want to tell you about that fabric. Fabric pattern combination, it's just a home run. Okay, then what I did is I wanted to show you kind of, Craig Taylor isn't doing ready-to-wear anymore. He is, but he's doing it for a private client. But back in the day, probably go back 10 years, Craig Taylor became known for his details. And his, he originally was a graphic designer. He designed architecture and things of that nature. And then he went to clothing because his wife was so fascinated with clothing. I think she was a designer as well. And the two of them paired up, had a very successful line. It rapidly did very well. And those days, he did a lot of personal showings at Neiman Marcus, and I went to several of them, and they were just fun. I never really asked him a question. I just sat back and listened to all the other ladies ask questions, and I listened to his answers. And his answers were just, I guess, so unique and so different from what I expected to hear, but it was a lot of fun to listen. But part of what I learned is how much time and attention he put into detail. So when I made this one, and this one is the second one I made, I knew the fit was okay, so I went into this one because this requires a little bit of placement of the fabric. Nothing to fear, it's a very simple placement. It kind of reminds me, it's paintbrushes, you know, kind of like a city skyline. But because this portion is so irregular, it's very easy to line up. So I'm going to talk about alignment now. I'm going to show you this next picture. And if you'll look at the alignment points, and the alignment points that you want to look at are the same place that you're going to put are those circled areas. So the reds need to match and the greens need to match. And that way you can see as the facing comes back, it will match what's going on underneath. And the collar, you know, obviously I did in white, and as it went down, the cuffs, the French cuffs and everything, I did in black. So very easy to pair up and very easy to look very chic. The other detail I wanted to show you on this is it takes a changing of your thread. Because if we look very closely, I'm going to put the collar up here. If we look at the top stitching, and this, I can't remember if it was Craig Taylor I learned this from or somebody else, but it was definitely on his blouses. If you look at what happens is he changes the thread from the white, and once he goes to the black, he changes to the black. So you don't have black stitching on white fabric, you don't have white stitching on black fabric. The thread is changed, and then you progress all the way down. So what I did on this particular blouse, and because it was black and white, it was fairly easy, I did the front facing, but I only sewed to the white. I left the rest of it open. And then I sewed the shoulder seams on the serger, which were white, and then I sewed the collar on, which was white. Then I went ahead and changed all my fabrics to black. I'm sorry, I set this, once you had the shoulder seam, I could set the sleeve in. So I did that. And then I went to black, and then I could finish it up, the top being white, the bottom being black. So I actually only had to change threads, you know, one time, one for the sewing machine and one for the serger, and it worked out really well. And I love it. I love the detailing on it. Even if no one in the world ever noticed it, I would still be really happy with it and what it looked like. And again, this is fabric 6430. It's a 100% cotton, as is this one, but just a real beautiful. I think it'd look great with white jeans, dressed up with black slacks. It's just really a great, versatile blouse. I still did the French cuffs. Placket is very easy to do, and we're going to get rid of that placket here in a little bit. We're going to switch it up and do some different stuff. But lovely, lovely blouse. Okay, any questions? Are we okay? Okay, then we're going to look at number 3. And because people said you don't have any dresses, I decided we would make a dress. And one of the best things we can make for summer, spring, I think either way, is a little denim dress. We've got this stretch denim in. The stretch denim is 6425. It is phenomenal stretch denim. I went ahead, I did wash this denim in Coke. I don't know that you'd need to. I think it softens just naturally in washing. Because I had a can of Coke there, I threw it in and washed it with Coca-Cola. But you know, 6 of one, half a dozen another. I love it. I did it sleeveless. You could wear it all by itself. I did it sleeveless because I wanted the versatility of wearing a jacket over it. Don't forget your scarves. It looks adorable with a little scarf, you know, just tied around the neck and done over without the cardi. You could do both. Leave the cardigan open. But this little denim dress, it really just becomes a palette for just so many different outfits. So it would be a great little travel dress, a little sleeveless denim. Even if you don't wear sleeveless, you know, you can pair your jacket and your toppings with it. Even if you don't wear dresses, you could do it as a tunic and then put leggings underneath it. But all I really wanted to show you was a longer length. Now on this one, let's go to that picture, the next picture if you don't mind. I want you to look at this lengthening, because the lengthening on this front, because it's that all those, you know, all the darts are here at the front, that piece, because the front piece becomes very skewed, and the grain line, it's marked on the pattern, that's not hard, but it becomes, when you go to add, I want you to see how I didn't flare out that top piece. I kept it square. So the goal is, if you mark the addition, I added 10 inches. If you mark the addition and then take the pattern piece down to that amount, and I kept the bottom, in this case, I kept it curved. You don't have to. You could just square it off if you wanted to. I kept it curved just because I wanted that more casual feel of a shirt tail denim dress type thing. All right, then you be sure you lengthen the facing. Look at the pieces I cut away. I didn't use a sleeve. I didn't use the placket, none of this. So you can see this is a very quick sew. I used the no-sew buttons. They're adorable. I picked gold because I love the gold and the denim together. Take a hammer, all your frustrations, bam, you're done. It's really fun, especially if I see 47 buttons on your dress, I know you really need a little bit of a break. All right, I only used 6, I was good to go. Okay, how much fabric for the dress? Probably 2 yards, depends on your size. You know, if you're a little bitty, a yard will do it, but you know, I'd probably recommend 2 yards just to make sure you're okay. But you all have enough fabric. You could take the pattern, lay it out on fabric, measure the addition, and you know, it's something y'all could figure out. But I would say, if you want to just go with my answer, I would say 2 yards. What is the white Cardi pattern? So this is 196. This is not 196. This is a 196 of the original, the Nick and Zoe that I purchased, but it is 196. I just don't have, I threw so much stuff in my closet away that I don't have a 196 in white that I've made. I only had the original Nick and Zoe. It looks like it needs to be thrown away too. It's kind of worn. But anyway, so 196 is what that pattern is. And it's a great little cardi to wear with a sleeveless denim dress, which is why I grabbed it. But there's lots of options. Lots of options. This is just a couple. Okay? Okay. So now let's go to the next picture. So I saw this and I just fell in love with it, because to me, the sleeves go along with the front. The ruching in the front, the ruching of the sleeves, I thought it all went together. It is not a cheap purchase, but I decided to do it. So it's the one I have on. It's 64.23 is the fabric. Same blouse, same thing, same blouse, same everything. Let's wait a few more minutes, make sure you get logged in, and then we'll have the drawing. So I'll go over this one. Okay, so lots of ways to do shearing, lots and lots of ways, but I'm always out for the easy way, just FYI. So let's go ahead and look at this next picture, and the next picture will show you the easy way to do it. All right, the easy way to do it is to do no pattern changes. How's that? You just leave off pieces. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. It was 500 pieces, now all of a sudden it's 4 pieces. It's awesome. So you have the front and the back. I did lengthen this, and I think I put on there, I lengthened it by, is it written on there? I think I lengthened it by 4 inches. What does it say across the top? Yeah, lengthened by how many inches? 4? Yeah, okay, so 4 inches. And that was because for me, I knew the look I wanted, and because I knew I had already made a couple shorter blouses, I wanted to wear this with leggings, as I have on, and I wanted it to just be kind of, you know, casual and simple. I put darts in the back, as you can see, and the fabric just does all the work. 64.23 is the fabric. It's 100% cotton. Interestingly enough, so again, I do kind of the plain for you. I wanted a 3/4 sleeve as the photograph was. And so all I did was use the sleeve exactly as it is. I just didn't use the cuff. And by the time you do the shearing, it brings it up to a 3/4 sleeve. So the shearing, if you measure the sleeve, let's say from where you start the shearing, and I started down just about above the cap line a little bit, you measure to the bottom of the sleeve. Hypothetically, let's say it measures 18. You'd want your elastic to be 12, so it's 3/4. So that it, or divide 18 by half and then half again, it's 3 to 1. I don't want to totally confuse you. What is it? It's 1.5 to 1 is what I'm trying to say. So take 18, divide by half 9, take that, divide by half 4.5, add 3/4, and you'll get around, if it's 18 inches, you'll get around 12. Does that sound right? Yes. 12 and 6 is 18. So it's 1 to 1.5. So I took a 12-inch strip of elastic. I took our 2-inch wide elastic and just cut it in strips. And you're just literally gonna lay the sleeve down, and you're gonna pull the elastic and stitch right through the elastic. So you can see there how it would be all the way down to there, and my elastic pops it up. Very, very simple to do, like really simple to do. Okay? Now, after you sew the inside, you'll do it on the inside because you want to do both. If you only do one, it drags. You want to do both so that it actually pulls the whole sleeve up and it actually gives it a sheared sleeve look rather than just shearing on the outside. It needs to be done on the outside and the inside. And the reason I know this is because I only did it on the outside and then I put it on. I thought that doesn't look right. And so I did it on the inside also. See, all my experimenting hopefully will help you. Okay, let's answer some questions. Please show the changes on the pattern for the denim dress again. Yeah, there's no changes. We just added length. We just added the length to that. Okay, does that help? Okay, new to these patterns, what's the size mean? Need plus 18. Okay, so if you go into our website, not the main buttons, but the buttons at the top, you're going to see a FAQs, that's frequently asked questions. And if you go in there, and we welcome to the site, by the way, welcome to here. But if you go in there, you'll just can read through what the sizing means, how to figure it out, what size you know, yada, 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 all that stuff. That will answer your questions, okay? Can you show us applying the jean dress buttons? Can you show us applying the jean dress buttons? Yes, I can show you. You get a hammer, you take the button, you line up the back with the front, and you go bam. It's so much fun. So what I mean by that is there's a, you have to do a regular buttonhole. So there's a buttonhole on here. So there's a little buttonhole that you make. I did all the buttonholes. And then this back, there's 2 pieces to the no-sew buttons. We have them under notions. We have gold, we have 4 different colors. So you put the back, push it through the hole. I cut the fabric a little bit. It's got a big, as long as you don't cut the fabric bigger than this, you're fine. Cut the fabric, put this on top, put this down. It's easier if you put this face down on your table and whack the back of this button. And it's a spike, like, you know those things you're not supposed to drive over? It's spiked. So it goes in to this shank and it won't come out. And they're fun. They're just fun. And especially when you're doing, for me, like a denim dress or a jean jacket, I think they really look, I don't know, I like the way they look. So that's why I did them. You know, you could do lots of ideas, but I liked, you know, my son and I, we were talking and sewing, and I said, what color do we like? We put all the colors out, and we liked the gold the best. So that's how we chose the gold. Very scientific. 2 people's opinion is all you need. One, and you know, we have a tendency as sewers to default to the other one because we're so grateful to have their opinion. We just say, whatever. You said sew through the elastic. Yes, you sew right through the elastic. When it comes to this little 1/4 inch, when you're trying to shear a sleeve, you sew right through the elastic. Got it? Okay. All right. So we've done the base blouse by itself. We've done it a couple times, but here we placed it on really cool fabric. Here we left off the sleeves and we made a little denim dress out of it because it's adorable. And then for me, we sheared the sleeves because the sheared sleeves to me really match well with everything else that's going on, especially I think with this fabric. It's kind of like it's a real texture. I love the fabric. Anyway. Would you please explain how you added length to the dress again? No, you guys just go back to the picture, rewind, you can figure it out. I've said it 3 times. Add length, that's it. And it's good for you to do it, and if you fail, you can always make it a tunic. All right? Okay, so let's have, yeah, they can scroll back and forth on a live broadcast. Yeah, you can still go back on a live broadcast. Just go ahead and scroll back. Okay? Okay. So let's go to a drawing. Can we do that? This one. Okay. Tell me when you're ready. Because this one, we're going to use it here in a minute. Ready? Yes. Okay, so sometimes you guys, you nice customers, when you've got like duplicates, patterns, you send them back to us. And you want us to give them away. And we totally honor that. This one just has a little writing on the top. I'm not sure why they put the number up there. I bet I know why, because it was probably in a drawer and they couldn't see it if it was a number down here, but they put the number up there. But if you turn it backwards, the numbers are actually right there on our phone. And we actually do that. So if you in case you put it in a drawer, you can put it up like that and see the number. But we won't tell you that now since you wrote the number on the front. You'll feel bad. But anyway, so the number's written there. Ignore that. The pattern's never been opened. She had a duplicate. She sent it back for you to have. So the code is just numbers 3020. 3020. It's number 3020 Lulu's leggings. These are the Lulu's leggings that we did. 3020. This is a cool pattern. Goes together really fast, fits really well. Everybody should be wearing leggings. As I stand here in leggings. Everybody, they look good on everybody. They look good on everybody. I say that if you are really, really large busted, you can wear leggings, but you've got to work at balancing it. Your best look is not going to be leggings because leggings are going to make you look smaller on the bottom. But not very many of us are that. So 3020. Okay, we'll wait for a little bit. We'll get a answer and we'll have a winner. Okay? Okay. I can't believe it's May, POM. We're all talking in the office today. Okay, the dress doesn't have a zipper. Oh, we had the wrong number. Okay. Oh, is that why you guys are going crazy on me? Okay, so I probably showed the wrong one. Oh, you guys, we're screwing up. Is that what you all are upset about? Thank you. Okay, so that's it. Oh, the zip is over here. Oh, okay, and I can't see that far, so I don't know what's going on. Okay, so let's go back and show you the right picture. First off, do we have a winner? My apologies. Okay, let's pick a winner. Claudia Muller. All right, if you will email me and send me what pattern number you won, we will send that pattern number to you. All right, way to go. Congratulations and thanks for watching. Did I make the scarf? Yes. I made it in a color that I wear a lot, you know, and just with a little zip of color. And then I just rolled hem on the serger all the way around the scarf. Okay, sew through the elastic on the wrong side or the right side? No, you're going to sew through the elastic you're sewing the elastic to the inside of the sleeve. So you're on the wrong side of the fabric and you're sewing right onto the elastic. Right through the elastic. 1/4 inch elastic, you go right through the elastic, it'll pull right back up. Okay? Did you make the scarf? I did. Is more fabric required to put the check fabrics on the bias for the shirt you're wearing? No, the pattern is already on the bias. The front is on the bias already. Because all the darts are in the front, the waist darts are in the front, the bust darts, everything's in the center front. If you look at the pattern, which some of you may not have yet, but if you look at the pattern, you'll see the whole front is on the bias. When you look at it in this format, you can see that it's straight here, which is what I love about using a stripe on this pattern. It's straight here, it's straight here. This is all matched. It's like beautifully, perfectly aligned, yada, yada, until it gets down here. And then notice here, it's all biased and it's all coming in forward. I mean, it's beautiful done in stripes. I love the blouse no matter what, but it is simply stunning. It's very slimming because because this is in the bias, it's all coming in, and it's just really, really beautiful. Again, you notice up here, this is all straight. These stripes are all matching, and yet all of a sudden here goes to there, and it's all in the bias. So it changes from being straight grain at the top to bias at the bottom. It's a lovely, lovely little blouse. When you were showing your lavender fabrics last week, what top pattern were you wearing? I cannot remember yesterday, let alone last week. If you send me a screenshot of whatever I was wearing and shoot me an email, we'll answer that question. Okay. Can't do that in the middle of a webcast. Okay. What's the stitch length on the elastic? I use 3.5. I use 3.5 across the board, unless I'm basting, but I use 3.5. Does the sleeve shirring start at the cap line? Start a little above the cap line. If you start right at the cap line, it just won't really come into the cap line. So start a little, and that's just personal taste. But if you start a little above the cap line and then go all the way, you can see I went all the way to the hem. Okay. Okay. So let's make sure we're showing them the right picture. Let's go back and let me see what we were showing them. So let's just put up a picture. Okay, take that one down. Put up another one. What's that say at the top?
Like the front, back, and sides.
Okay, that's the shearing. Okay, so what number is that?
6.
No, what number photo, Benjamin? Can you tell what color the
Number 6.
Did you use the numbers I gave you in numbering them, or did you just number them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6?
I just numbered them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, so sorry, you guys. What I want is number, I want number 3. Okay, there's the number for the dress, for adding length. You can see 10 inches. You can see that the whole front, when you do that, is going to be at a bias when you add that 10 inches. And you're going to add to the facing also. I've got an arrow. So those pieces you have to add to are the dress front, the dress back, and the front facing. All right? Okay, the next one I showed you was if you can show them my piece number 5. My picture number 5, sorry. And then 5, the next one. There you go. Yes, that one. That's the sheared sleeve one. Okay? Yeah, I lengthened the blouse I have on by 4 inches. I crossed off, the reason I crossed, there's a slit in the sleeve. I have a cross through that because you don't slit the sleeve. You just use the sleeve exactly like it is, and then the elastic pulls it up to the length that I have on. Now keep in mind, after you add the elastic, you can always make the sleeve shorter. You can always fix stuff afterwards. Don't feel like once you put the elastic on, you're kind of stuck. You're not. Okay? Okay, when you hammer the buttons on, was it done from the wrong side or the right side of the button? It doesn't make a difference. The button's going to go together, but it makes sense that if the button is bigger on the bottom, put that down and hammer on the little side. If you put the little side down and hammer on the big side, you can make the button go sidewards. So logically, just put the big part down, but the hammer and the prong is going to make that button go together, and it's not coming apart. Okay? Doesn't matter how you do it. Do you still have fabric used for the scarf? No, I don't. No. No, I made it some time ago. Okay? Okay. Do you have any legging material for the Lulu pattern right now? Boy, that's a good question. I don't know what's online, you guys. I don't know. But I'll tell you what, if I don't, come Thursday, because I know we have some, I'll put some up. I mean, I don't have like the real Lulu. I don't have that. No, that just comes when we have it, you guys, and once it's gone, it's gone. Because it's too hard to get. But I do have some nice fabrics that I'll look for. You know, we always have fabrics. I mean, there's like 200 bolts of fabric in this store. Okay. Are we good? Okay, so we finished that one. We're to number, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're to number, my number 4, my picture number 4. If you can show that. Yes. Yes. Okay, so this is what y'all were looking at. This is why you kept asking me how to lengthen. I'm sorry. Okay, this is the orange velvet little jacket over here. It's not a jacket, it's a blouse. But I love this little thing. So I put this on, I did the happy dance. So I used the 6439 as the fabric. Now, the way I did this, and there's numerous ways to do it, but again, I wanted there to have a facing in this piece right here where it folded back, just like the pattern did. So it was really figuring out, okay, how am I going to change that front zipper to go into the placket that folds? Because typically, on this front placket right here, you have a fold right at center front. It folds from the back around to the front. And if you've made any of our blouses, many of them have that facing that comes down the front. It starts at the back, so that this is actually the facing that is showing. It wraps around to the front. The seam allowance folds under, and then you top stitch. You do a double top stitch, okay? So in this case, what I'm showing you is on this little orange jacket, I squared off the bottom. I decided I didn't want the curved edge anymore. I wanted it square, so I squared off the bottom, and you can see where I did that on the front and the back. I took the length of the front and the length of the back and just, bam, went straight across. Then what I did is I took 1 1/4 inches off the facing. So that's the wrap part, the part that comes around. And then I just turned under a seam allowance and inserted the zipper. That was it. Okay? Now, what I think the coolest thing about this jacket is, and I call it a jacket, because it's not, it could just be a blouse. You don't have to wear anything underneath it. It looks great all by itself with little orange, white jeans. It's just cute as can be. How do you sew the elastic on the seam allowance since the sleeve is sewn closed? You just sew it right on top. Just lay it on the seam allowance and sew it right on. Literally on top of the seam allowance. How? I mean, just sew it right on top. Take whatever the seam is, take, 1.5 shorter, you want the elastic to be, just stitch it right on top of the seam allowance, okay? Okay. So in this case, the sleeve, this is pretty cool because I used the exact same pieces. I just sewed them differently because this is a knit. So I still used the cuff. I didn't do the slit, but I just sewed it in a circle, and then I used the exact same cuff piece. I just folded it in half and sewed it on the bottom. It's pretty cool. Same pieces, just sewn differently, and it works really, really well, and it's really, really cute. I mean, it's really cute on. So I said I had the hardest time deciding what do I want to wear tonight. Because there's a lot of fun stuff to wear. I love this. It feels amazing on. We have some beautiful velvets. Those velvets would be beautiful. This velvet is 6439. 6439 is this one, but we've got beautiful navies. We've got a really pretty, like a navy, but it's almost black that I just put up. There's some beautiful velvets. Okay, are we okay on that one now? All right. Let's have another drawing. Let's do that again. That was fun. Okay, so this is perfect for right now. It is pattern number 1516. It's an unlined jacket. So it's perfect for spring and summer. Armani's unlined jacket 1516. Probably one of my favorite patterns. Probably one of my favorite jackets. I shouldn't say that. It's like having a favorite child. You don't have one. You just love them. So 1516. So put in 1516. And we'll just let that go for a little bit until everybody's got it in, had a chance, and we're going to give that away. Now, you can't criticize us for this envelope. It's a little ragged, but I don't have another envelope to put it in, or I would. 1516. Did you use your knit sleeve for the orange top? No, that's what's so cool about it. This is actually the woven sleeve. So I used the exact pattern. I did not change anything on the pattern other than I narrowed the facing and I squared the bottom. But this is the blouse sleeve, but it looks really good on. It doesn't look too big. It doesn't, and this is the little cuff, and the cuff fits really nicely. Anyway, that was fun. It was a fun surprise. I mean, I knew I liked the zipper, and I knew I wanted the little zip up, and I knew it was cute and orange, but just the way it looks and the way it feels and everything, it's wonderful. It's really cute. All right, so that is, do we have a winner? Let's have a winner. Lynn Downing. Lynn, you got to send me an email. Lynn Downing. And tell me you won 1516. And I'll believe you. Okay, are we having fun yet? Okay, so we're going to show you another one. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to start with the inspiration. And so, yep, there it is. We're going to push this one out of the way. We're going to bring this one forward. I love that little long lacy tunic. And we have so many. I think what I really liked about it is how so much of us think of black lace as dressy. And I'm going to try to get you to where you don't think of black lace as dressy. Black lace can be so cute and so casual. So what I did here was the jacket itself is made out of pattern number 195. So I took 195. You can see there's my little French dart. And this is fabric number 6351. 6351, because it's a border edge. Now I put up a new border edge yesterday. It's a black border edge, and there's also a really pretty gold border edge. Both of those, whenever you have those knits like that, and this is a knit, they can be cut away. And if you notice the borders, because some of you have these fabrics and you don't even know they can be border. Now this one I didn't cut anything away. The fabric just comes like that. It's already bordered at the edge. But some have like this square, like this rectangle, because that's how they're knitted. But you can just cut it away. You can cut that however you want, and that the fabric won't run. So this is just lengthened. I lengthened it 10 inches. That's just the length I wanted. It's to fingertip. If you go back to the picture, it's not fingertip. It's below fingertip. So if you lengthened it more, you can always, well, no, you can't on this. You're going to have to kind of do a measuring to see what's a few inches below your fingertip. But I love the length on her. I thought it looked great. So you want to duplicate that same look on you by measuring. And then you put the scallop at the bottom and then measure back up. And I liked the cowl, but on that cowl, I felt like that cowl was just like wearing her instead of her wearing the cowl. So I actually like this much softer. So this is 425. And if we look at this next photo, I'm going to show you how I did that. Okay, so this I did sleeveless. And remember, it's a knit. So I didn't need the sleeve. I didn't need the cuff. I didn't need the front facing. I didn't need the collar. I only needed the front and the back, and I love the shearing here in the middle. So I did the shearing the same way as what I did on the sleeve here. Instead of basting it and doing all that, I just cut elastic. I sewed the seam. I put it inside and top stitched right down the middle onto the elastic. And that did the shearing for me. And then if you notice, I took the black, I took the French curve, and I put the numbers on there where I put the French curve. I put the bigger number here at the middle and put the smaller number here at the shoulder seam. And so that created a really nice little V-neck. Okay? What is the fiber of the velvets? Most of them are cotton polys. I think all that I have are cotton polys, actually. Did you add ruching to the sleeve before or after you insert the sleeve? It's much easier if you add the outside ruching before, the inside after. So when the sleeve is just a flat piece of nothing, do the ruching. Do the elastic on here. Set the sleeve in, So the side seam and then do the inside one. I think that's the easiest way to do it. Okay? Okay. So going back to this, on this one, because the lace is very light, I added a fold-over elastic and went all the way around. So this was really quick and simple to make. You're going to see that because the hems are finished with a border, the bottom is finished with a border, there's one French dart, a shoulder seam, a side seam, set in the sleeve, and finish it with a fold-over elastic. And you'll need about, probably 2 yards to 3 yards of the fold-over elastic. And then this is just the front and the back, ruche it and hem it, and then do the neckline. It's just a fun, easy little t-shirt. And it looks great on. It's very flattering. I wore it to the spring party we had Saturday, and I love it. That fabric is new. I just put it up. It's a designer fabric, and I'm not allowed to tell you who it is, yada, yada. But that fabric is $64.47. It's beautiful. And it has a linear feel to it. The fabric does, but because you put it on the straight up here, it goes biased down in here. So it's really pretty. It's really pretty. I mean, I just love it, like I said. Is the orange fabric knit? Yes, it has stretch in both directions. The orange fabric does. Okay? So I'm going to give you time to ask questions, you guys. We've thrown out a lot of information to you here. The 6 tops, the fun ways to do them. This pattern is it's probably among my favorites, so I just love the pattern. There's the leggings that we used with it with 30/20. $195 is this little longer kind of wrap thing, whatever that is. $195. $196 is this cover up. And then I suggest that you wear that little orange with white jeans. I think it's a great look. Lana's jeans, $3,300. Did you just turn the neckline under on the knit top? Yes. You can just do, I serged all the way around, turned it under 3/8 and top stitched. Yep. I have this really fancy machine called a cover stitch, and I haven't got it out yet. I've got it out of the box. I just need some time to play with it and get it going. Is it embroidery on the pants? Oh no, those are just that's a fabric we had. It just has holes in it. I thought it looked fun with the lace. It just has holes all through it. We had the fabric, but the fabric's all gone. Did you pleat the front on the orange jacket? I did, and I appreciate you asking this question because I wanted to tell you that somebody in the store Saturday said, you can't really do this top unless you have a really soft fabric. And I said, no, that's not really true, because if it's a thicker fabric, the velvet is it's not heavy, but it's thicker. You can just pleat the pleats in the front. You don't have to gather them. You can just pleat them. And so you're going to want to pleat them down, and you're going to want to pleat them about the same place. They don't have to be exact. In fact, I purposely didn't do them exact so that you guys wouldn't worry that it was exact. It doesn't have to be exact. And I think they're really cute. Just made the 30/20 leggings. How would I make the rear more roomy? Well, I don't know what more roomy means, but it's probably more circumference, so I would go to a bigger size. I'm guessing. I don't know, but that's what I would do. Now, Thursday night, you guys, are Q&As. I'm going to kind of remind you, we've changed up things a little bit, but I think it'll be better for you all, and I know it will be better for us, but honestly, it'll be way better for you guys. So I just get a lot of questions in, and I see that I answer the same questions kind of over and over. They're not necessarily FAQs. They're good questions, but they seem to kind of come in frequently. So Thursday night, like this Thursday night, is going to be a live Q&As. So when you send me a question, I don't respond to it. It goes into that folder, and then I'll go through all of those questions and answer all of those questions. And then we'll put a little tab on all of those, or I don't know, it's not called a tab, it's called something else. But anyway, we'll put it in description so that when you go to search for a question, that Q&A will come up and you'll be able to find your questions quicker. All right, so that's our goal. Our goal is to direct Q&As to one spot so that you can get those answers efficiently and quickly, and it also mainstreams us answering the same question over and over and over to help you guys. Okay, size on 195 is 1 through 4 and 5 through 8W. How big is 8W? I don't know off the top of my head. Is that what you guys want me to remember? Is all these numbers off the top of my head? And 8W is 51.5 inches at the bust. Now that's a negative ease, so I would say it probably goes to about 56 inches. It depends on how you wear it, but roughly it's about 56 inches. Okay, will the darts at front work well with a larger bust or make it look bigger? They will work well. They will not make it look bigger. The goal is to flatter you and make you look thinner. And all of our patterns do that. If you guys could tell me where one doesn't, I would challenge you on. But when I bring a pattern into the line, it's because I know it will look good on big busted girls. How's that? That's the goal. Silhouette patterns, that's definitely our goal. Will you be doing another fabric sale on live anytime soon? I can't say no, but probably no. Will the darts at the front? Yeah, no, they'll look good. They will not make your large bust look larger, not at all. The live fabric sale, you know, we're only a month out from PBS, and there's just too much to do. There's like too much to do. Meetings, rehearsal, there's just too much to do. So the month of June for us is just slammed. It's just really slammed, and I apologize for that. It's all kind of devoted to PBS. And this series is really intense, and it's just a lot of work. July, just so you know, we kind of don't take off, but we won't have webcast in July. We'll do other things, but we won't have webcast. So that puts us into August, and that's SPIFFY and a lot of traveling. So there won't be a live sale that I know of. We might say, hey, we've got 4 hours, and we might decide to do it, but they take a lot of time. So right now we just can't do anything extra, you guys. Will you answer my question from the pants class on Thursday? Yeah, just send it to me. Do I have it? I answer all the questions, so if you send it to me, yes, I'll answer it. I don't hold back. I don't say, oh, I don't like her. I'm not going to answer her questions. I don't do that, okay? I'm happy to answer your questions, and I appreciate you asking, because every time you ask a question, I learn more. So I really do appreciate it. Okay, what else tonight? Do you want me to tell you about what stuff that's upcoming? The waistband tips down, so I imagine more crotch length. Oh, I won't answer it right here. Just shoot me an email. But if you sent it to me, I probably put it in the Q's and A's to answer for Thursday. But if you're in the pants class, you should say you're in the pants class, because I will answer those questions right away. You might just say, I'm in the pants class, and I'll answer those. You know, when you're in a class, you kind of get bumped up. You kind of get a little priority, okay? Okay, so let's talk about, you know, there is Inside the Designer's Mind. We're going to New York, and we're going to several designers. I'm very excited about that. We're doing some hands-on shopping, some lunch. You guys, it's going to be wonderful. Some personal dinners. There's a limit of 20 ladies. There are 5 spots left. Just so, this is October. Just so if you're thinking about going, no, there are just 5 spots left. So just FYI. If not a webcast, could you share a behind-the-scenes sneak preview for the next PBS season? You know, I will try. A lot of our shooting in this particular case is, I don't know. I don't know if we can do it, but we'll try. I appreciate the suggestion, and we'll see what we can do. All right, so there's 2 other things I want to talk about just because I'm just really excited about them. Number 1, I'm going to Australia. If you guys are listening, you know how once in a while somebody pops up, they're from New Zealand or this place, this place. I'm going to Australia. That's in January. Watch for that. We'll announce that soon. And the next thing is we're taking 10 ladies and we're going to Milan, Italy. And we're going because we're going to make it a fashion, we're going to make it a few days of fashion in Milan. And obviously because I have a dear friend who's from there, who buys fabric there, who does all the city really well, guess what? We have the inside scoop of all of these great fabrics. And we are going to, Giorgio Armani has a museum there because obviously that's where he started. And his home office is there. So lots of fun things to do in Milan. We're going to have a wonderful, wonderful time. That's going to be in late March. So we'll announce those 2 things coming up. I'm thrilled. I'm so excited. 10 of us will go to Italy together, and we'll just have a blast, and it will be so much fun. And I'm going to Australia. My grandmother's from Australia. I know you don't know that. I know you don't care. But I'm going back to Australia. I'm going to not see my grandmother because she's not there anymore. But anyway, it'll be fun. How do I get to the question and answer on the page class? In the email I sent you, you have a link and it will take you there. It's in every single email that I've sent out to you. There's a link to get to the question or answer page. You hit the button and it will take you to that page. Okay? Okay. Can only ladies go to the trip to Italy? Ooh, that's an interesting question. No, there's nothing that makes it exclusive to women at all. If you're good looking and strong and handsome, you're welcome to go to Italy with me. Okay. When is the Milan trip? The dates are March, like 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. I think that's it, but I could be confused. It starts on a Wednesday. We meet in Italy on Wednesday, and we leave on a Sunday. So it's 5 nights, 4 days is what it is. And it's the weekend that would have the 20th in it. So we'll announce it. We'll have it up in the next couple weeks. We just have to get all the details together. There's tons of little details, and we got to cross T's, dot I's. And the price will be inclusive, like dinners. It'll pay for everything. The only thing you'll have to pay for is you have to get yourself to Milan. And the reason we don't want to include that is because a lot of you have air miles, and you don't want to pay for an airplane ticket. You want to use miles. And, Milan is not that expensive from the U.S. to fly to, and it's maybe like an 8-hour flight. It's not even that long. It's like going to Hawaii. How long will the Milan trip be? 5 days, 4 nights. No. Yeah. 5 days, 4 nights. 5 days, 4 nights. It's a great hotel. Can husband accompany us? Yes. I mean, he has to pay. Everybody who's with us has to pay. But yeah, husbands could come. That would be great. That'd be a lot of fun. Okay. So any other questions? 4/25, PoM. This is I don't even know the date today. What would the date be today by chance? 23rd. So that leaves you 1 week left that this will still be the PoM, and it'll be June, and once it's gone, the price goes up. So we give a discount for those of you who don't know on the PoM. Everyone from the PoM Club should have their PoM. We mail out the PoMs at the beginning of the month. We have the PoM webcast at the end of the month. So we're just having a lot of fun things going on, and we're just really excited. So we really appreciate your support. We've got Memorial Days coming up next week. Obviously, we've got beautiful fabric. I'm just thrilled with our fabrics. We've got some Max Mara. No, the Max Mara is sold out. I'm going to take that back. But anyway, we've got some beautiful fabrics. And I won't Memorial Day, but next week I'm going to put up. These are all, like this one's a Max Mara. There's some Dolce Gabbana. Some of these are just really beautiful. But we won't have a live sale, but I'm going to try to put up several days in a row, the designer, so that you'll have kind of an overview as to what we've got. We've got a lot of fabrics in the store. We've got a shipment coming in from Theory that I'm very excited about, and we have a shipment coming in tomorrow. Anyway, lots going on. So let us be at your service. Send us questions and answers. If you don't get answers, just send me again. I promise I like your questions. I just have to hone them in. All right, so the goal is happy sewing from all of us in Silhouette Patterns. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you Thursday night. Bye.